Time and time again, people do things that are just so stupid that you just wonder to yourself if they even had a brain when they were brought into this world right here. But it's okay, we tolerate whole different types of personalities out there. But as per the wisdom of Tropic Thunder,
never go for a retard.
But well, that's exactly what Ryan Selva did when he posted a picture of him stepping on a Quran. So poops, Ryan Selva stepped on the Quran. And not only that, he posted it. I'm not gonna share it here because it's needlessly offensive, but that is what he did. If you want, you can search the internet just a little bit and you will find everything that you're looking for. So then you have the statements that come out from Jakim, which apparently one of my Discord Sapoops things is somehow AI slop.
Join our Discord, join it now.
But then you've also got the Penunggang Agamas who want to go all the way to their beloved holy land of Sogo and protest.
And they can menunggang because Ryan was actually being a batu api,
with the intent of actually causing offense to someone else. What basically happened was that he thought that it was like a one-to-one interaction, but no, like it was actually across the entire internet. Maybe he didn't intend for it to spread throughout the entire world, but
when you post something like that, it's obvious that people will spread it.
And here we are today, with this guy being the #1 hunted for person in the entirety of Malaysia, the subject of protest commentary, his defining life achievement, and the thing he will be remembered for is a feet pic featuring a holy book. I don't think I need to tell you just how insensitive and horrible that action is, because right at the outset, he literally trampled upon something that millions of people look to for guidance, have been inspired by, have literally built civilizations out of, and he shared a picture of that. Firstly, this is Malaysia. You have like people of different religions here and there. I don't think you'd like it if people step on the Bible. Relevant in this case because apparently this guy is a Christian, and that is exactly what we do not do. There we are with this guy casually writing an apology with comments from extremely angry people, one after another, sharing information, declaring it's for educational purposes, basically doxing. You can say that they're behaving irrationally, you can say that they're taking illegal action, which they have, including, by the way, leaking personal details online that probably kind of put the person in peril, threats appearing all over the place. And it is a sad and unfortunate situation, but let me not be misinterpreted here because action should 100% be taken. Like, are you kidding?
But let's restrict it to legal action, please. Do anything illegal and you've committed a crime either way.
But anyway, it looks like action is being taken given that Ryan's father went and turned him in to the police himself.
So you don't menunggang agama ya, Sukri Omar?
Our boy basically found himself on this curve, but went all the way to infinity. I mean, bro, just think about it. Like, what was he even trying to do? Well, I did a bit of research, and it turns out that it's actually a sad story where there are no heroes. First off, if you actually look at the comment that he was responding to
right before he posted that faithful picture,
look at the letters. They are just obscure and conveniently hidden from the camera right there. You can see actually that those are actually the letters for KELING. Well, I guess you know what that is. And also, if you go a little deeper into the internet, then you'll notice that there was a post by a certain Arch Ontas whereby the guy was allegedly stepping on a cross, towards which our hero decided to respond by doing what he did, what almost all of us now know about. The thing is though, if you're tempted to be all, "Oh, he's such a victim, he only did this in revenge because he was treated in a racist way by those horrible people," no. Sad to say, but like, if you want, you can actually go on his Threads profile. His account was originally named Who's Ryan? And you can see the bio right there is written a cross. How embarrassing for all Christians. Suka makan babi, penyokong DAP, Singapore's #1 fan. Join me in my quest to become the #1 batu api in all of Malaysia. I'm like, what?
Congrats on accomplishing your goal, I guess. Maybe he's trying to sabotage every single one of those communities, as well as the Indian community, which by the way is denying him.
The Suka Makan Babi thing, it's your right as a non-Muslim, but like, you don't need to shake it in other people's faces. But Penyokong DAP, fine, your political views are what they are. The Singapore #1 fan thing is kind of interesting though, because I don't think it's very accepted by Singapore that you can just casually go around insulting other people's religion. But it might help you get arrested under MRHA though. And basically, if you look around in his profile profile, you're gonna see alongside pictures of his girlfriend increasingly extreme takes, some that make a little more sense than others, such as complaining about this dude who apparently wants non-Muslims to not eat around him, until it then escalates into like stuff about religious terrorism, accusing, and a whole ton of other stuff that shows in real time his thought process becoming more and more extreme to the point that he's literally fighting everyone and anyone out there. And you can sort of see right now that like this guy was fighting for justice, so to speak, but then it all went horribly wrong. So poops, I'm not explaining this with the aim of justifying him, like bro is casually destroying his life, his prospects, his future. He should be locked up, expelled. If this guy had just sat down, taken a chill pill and said, son, it's a fake account, I don't need to respond, that would be like just so much better. But more importantly, this does teach another lesson, which is that sometimes, right, if you don't like what other people believe, what you need to do is to be aware that what you say on the internet can be spread all over the planet, and you do need to be careful. But more generally, I think most of you understand this right now, but it is intrinsically bad for you to go out there and mock other people's religions. It doesn't make sense for you to do so. You notice that I make it very clear that I do not generalize on this channel. It's not because I don't feel certain things here and there, but it's because it is actually unintelligent for you to do so. I mean, there are good people and bad people in every single religion. Those of you who are Christian probably already see that this man was not behaving in a very Christian way, you might say. And in a similar way, you might have some people who are Muslims who also behave in a bad way. That's a very normal thing to see because there are good and bad people in every single community. You can make an argument about like what's the proportion of good or bad people in a religion or whatever, but that's not the point. The point is that you cannot be generalizing. At the end of the day though, whether people are good or they are bad, I think that what you want to do is that you want to find the good people and cast away the bad. It is as the wonderful Marie Kondo declares, cast away anything that does not spark joy.
So I asked Riot Selva, were you good or were you bad?
But speaking of which, if you're one of those people out there who was made angry by this, it is completely valid for you to be angry. I want to acknowledge that anger, but I also want to acknowledge something a little bit different. Don't take any hasty action. You're not defending your religion by going out there, doxing a person. And in the very first place, remember, if your religion is legit, it doesn't actually need a defense. It didn't change, it didn't get diminished because of what he did, but it will get diminished if you choose to literally go out there and commit crime. Because remember, you are a representative, you are a bearer of your faith. And if you go out there and you commit a crime, it is a separate crime, it is a separate matter, and you can and you should be punished for that. Let's not normalize committing crimes just because we disagree with what a person has done.
Especially by people who actually don't care but just want to take the opportunity.
Even if it is true that it is offensive and horrible and it's something that all of us in the community should deplore and condemn. Anyway, yeah, it was a horrible situation, horrible case, extremely stupid action that will change his life forever. I don't know if he's gonna be stripped of his nationality or anything else out there, but I'm pretty sure that he's not gonna be able to get a job like wherever it is that he goes in Malaysia, and honestly, most of the world that he could actually reasonably occupy, because he's always gonna be remembered as that one guy. I think also that people aren't going to be happy unless he actually gets a significant jail term, or he literally goes and apologizes at Masjid Negara. And all of that would be if he's lucky. But what do you think, Sapoops? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. That's all to say about that, and bye.